Welcome to the Point of Everything podcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. Today we'll discuss the point of school. Garrick, will you start us off, please?
Okay. School system is pretty flawed right now. I feel like ever since about early middle school, it's been a lot of review outside of math and whatever electives. I think that after elementary school, you shouldn't have any required classes. Should be focusing on what you're gonna do with your career path. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Quinn. So what do you think? Because you're homeschooled, so how is that working out for you?
It sucks, man. Everybody else is off right now, or doing whatever. Coming back. What's going on over at the public school? Actually,
So, I think what I heard is we're just going to do AM, PM schedule. And one of my questions is how's that going to work for practice?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's going to have different schedules. But,
Well,
like,
if they just, I don't know.
but
It depends how they break it up.
I think you're probably better off being homeschooled right now, just because you don't have to deal with the whole, like, situation right now, you know?
Yeah.
But that's just me.
So, Quentin,
Yeah.
aren't you thinking about maybe going to the public school this year? Would you wait until, like, the second semester to think about coming back?
Oh, yeah. I definitely wait a little bit longer to see what's going on, because nobody likes school, but it's definitely important, and nobody's like getting anything right now.
I think like now I'd be more than happy to go back to school, just because we've been away from everyone for about like 5 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, I think as long as you have some, we have some social interaction, I'm okay with that. But so we're just gonna talk about school in general, or as
I was thinking for at least the first half, just how it relates to this pandemic and what we're thinking as to what it would take for it to be worth it to be able to go back to school. Like, what things would we be able to have to do as far as social interaction and everything?
I think that we can all just go back, to be honest. I don't really see a problem going back.
I don't really see a problem. It's just the the teachers, like there's quite a bit of teachers that are at risk, and I don't think they should be forced to go teach some little kids and might get sick, But I think for the teachers, it should be like a choice, if they want to teach online or in school.
Yeah.
And then the kids, I guess you could say it could be a choice for the kids too, but I think that everyone should be held accountable evenly, like the kids that are online, they still have to, make grade requirements, and same thing with the kids, in school, because I don't think it's really fair for the ones to not have to face, I guess, the COVID, in school, that they don't have to have the same consequences if they don't do, different types of worksheets or whatever. But that's just my opinion.
I think students and teachers who are either above the age of 45 or have a pre-existing condition should have the opportunity to opt out and either for teachers be able to zoom in and like have a teacher's assistant who proctors the classroom, or and then have kids be able to Zoom or do some sort of online thing, so that if they're in a if they have a pre-existing condition, they shouldn't be forced to go. But we should be allowed to go, and I'm fine with doing masks or whatever, as long as it's just inside or outside when you can't keep social distance, whatever. I'm fine with
Yeah.
precautions, but as long as they make sense.
So, Quinn, I'm going to ask you. So, if you had the choice to go to school, like if you could choose to to homeschool or to public, like, in regular school right now, what would you choose?
Right now,
Yeah.
I homeschool.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting more learning.
And,
Well,
you're probably not wrong about that.
yeah,
You know, the only thing with, like, the homeschools, you just miss out on just the social part, but
yeah.
that's
But
about it. I mean,
I think
we're not really getting that.
later on, if
Sorry.
school started again, like actually started, then I'd want to go back.
yeah.
But right now, I think I'll stay.
But so, like, one of the issues they had was that the kids who were, they could, if they didn't do anything for the fourth quarter, like, let's say they just didn't do anything, okay, they got, like, D's and F's,
Mm.
but they had, like, C plus, B, A, or whatever in last quarter. The problem was that they basically exempt them from fourth quarter, so um, they got basically the same grades as the third quarter, which I think is, I don't think that's because I don't think that's good because they lose like their like their motivation to actually do something.
Yeah, yeah. With that, I think it should have been tied to if you have internet access. If you have the ability to do this, you have you have to do everything. But if you can't, you don't have to.
Yeah,
Should be on a case by case basis. That the teacher should be understanding and and not penalize you for not having internet access or a device necessary to do all the online stuff. But you also need to contact with them.
yeah, and I guess that's where the things with Quinn over here, he's homeschooled, and that's one of his, I guess, one of the things now is like he doesn't have to deal with like the teachers. He doesn't have to like. I mean,
Mm.
do you still have deadlines, Quinn? Like when you have to get your work turned in?
Uh, pretty much, yeah.
Uh, let's see.
Although I will tell you one thing, my teachers are like really boring.
Is it
Uh,
online or?
yeah,
Oh man.
it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
It's, so Quentin, to what level would the school have to be opened up to where you'd want to go back? Like
Normal.
normal, completely
Yeah.
normal.
Uh, to where we can go back to regular times from like 8 to 3. not where we have to go do this morning evening thing.
Would you
So that
be fine with
so that
8
you
to
could
3, but you have to wear masks?
um in the
It's a
classroom,
long
I
time for
guess
wear a
I'd
mask.
be okay. If you had to wear it in the classroom, fine. Anywhere else you could take it off. That's my what's the word? I don't know, I can't think of the word, but that's where I'd want to be.
That's where you'd want to be.
That's the point where I would go back, you know.
Oh,
Okay.
We sounded a lot
So,
more professional than we did in the other ones, but I
yeah.
think we're just running out of topic.
Well, we're pretty much done with the pandemic, so I guess.
so you guys want to
School
talk
and the
about
pandemic.
school in general?
Yeah, just the problems we've had with it, experiences.
So I think one of the issues that needs to be addressed is um the whole idea of like if you have to, like it's so based on grades, and I think a lot of kids are smart, but the grades don't really reflect that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then a
Well,
lot of teachers, they just play it off like, oh, well, they're not, they're not worth my time. You know what I mean? Then they don't get the actual teaching I think they deserve.
the biggest thing with grades that I've found is as long as you get the work done, you usually get at least a C, and that's passing. But with all the sports and extracurriculars or whatever stuff people have going on at home, it's harder to get everything done.
Well, I think it's also the people that do sports, they just do whatever to get by. It's like a D or like, you know, and I think it's kind of, I think they should. Well, but then again, because well, then again, you're basing it off the grading system, but that's just like I thought that's one of the issues with the whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know if Quentin can relate
I
or what.
always had good grades.
Uh huh.
Really have that problem. Except for one time, I think I got an F, but then it went back up pretty quick because my dad is scary, bro. You don't want to get any bad grades.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. One major problem I had with it through like elementary and parts of middle school is all the stupid bathroom policies.
Yeah, yeah. I hate those, dude. Like you can't
Because
go like a certain time or whatever.
you can only go if it's an emergency. But if it's an emergency, you have to take the time to fill all the stuff out. I'm like, okay. And then like third grade, you have the weird clip chart things. Every time we went to the
oh
bathroom, we had
yeah,
to move down one, and if you
yeah.
moved down enough, you had to miss recess. So good. There was a
Yeah, I
while,
hated
there was,
that.
there was a while in third grade, I had to use the bathroom a lot, and I just won't get any recess days. Stupid. Like the teacher I had was pretty good. It was just a stupid policy.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, even in high school, they still have like these strict policies, and it's like you can't even go to the bathroom. You know?
I don't have that problem.
Well, I
Honestly,
hope
I'll
not.
probably end up doing my work in the bathroom.
Just reading a book, we're just sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just doing some algebra when you're just sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, and
Yep.
you can think better.
Concentration.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then I had a lot of I don't know if it was just at our school, but we did a lot of stuff that was kind of unnecessary we didn't get graded for. Like they're like, "Oh, let's try this." And then anyway, in my classes, it's like we'd do it and then they'd be like, "Whatever, if you barely did it, we'll just give you 100." And then if you tried a little bit harder, we'll give you like 110. And it's just like it's kind of, I don't know. It's just like I don't know. Some of the there was not a lot of organization though, you
Mm.
know. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's just anyways, listeners. This is just with our school. We're not gonna tell you which school because of the safety of the internet. But um, yeah, we have a little bit issues there, definitely.
Well, well, I also just hate all the stupid administration stuff. Like
Yeah,
all the
they yeah
career days or whatever, they pay all this money for you to do a job job survey thing, and that to see what job you'd want to do in the future. And then not enough people were doing it, so that they had all the teachers saying you have to do this you'll get or you'll get a zero on a assignment. And
yeah.
they also had to do a bribe where first class to get something done got some sort of pizza party or something, and
Yeah,
the first one
And
to get it's not
it was literally as simple as turning a paper in. That was the stupidest part. Like you
yeah,
had
it's
to
crazy easy, but just no one wanted to do it. And they already spent all this money to do it, and no one would do it. So they had to spend even more money trying to get people to do it. And
that's like
they didn't
our
even do that. There still wasn't enough people to do the party or whatever. It was whatever.
I think
And all your teacher work days and development days, just a waste of time for everyone involved and complete waste of money. You need to start paying, or you can't say we don't have money could be spent a lot better.
yeah
And
that's true, especially here.
you say, oh, we don't have enough money for school supplies, and they go out and build a new gym or go out and build a new fence around the school. I'm like,
And then they supply us with like computers that the mouse pads don't even work.
clearly you have money somewhere, but just
So I have a question, Quentin. So how do you view us at because you were telling me like when we had track those workouts,
yeah,
before the season started, you were saying like, oh, well, you guys like you were kind of like saw the people that were at the practicing with us differently. Like you kind of saw them like they were you know, like you were kind of afraid of them. So I have a question. So how do you see us at our school? Like do you see us as like do you see us differently? Like as like, how we
like
act?
you and Garrick and everybody else, or just like certain.
Just like in general, like when you seen us at track, as us kids that go to school and stuff, like how do you see us? Do you see us as um like we're too like good or what?
Um, you guys, I definitely you can kind of tell how a person like kind of is by how they dress, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I judge a person first. You see how they dress, and then like usually the kids who are like punks or whatever you want to call them, they'll have like super
The
super
emos.
those kids, yeah. You can always tell one of those kids.
Yeah.
Sorry if one of our listeners is one of them. Sorry, no offense. Uh, but yeah, some kids just are jerks, and you can look at how people like dress and stuff, and they'll wear certain things, you know.
So did you see a lot of jerks, I guess you could say, in general, like what you see in, like, at practice and stuff?
um, no, not really.
No?
I don't think. May
Well, they,
there's some. You could definitely
maybe in
see that.
track.
Yeah, Zeke.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying what.
I was just wondering like how you like you saw this, because I think I think there's like a different like vibe,
Mhm.
when you see like the kids, like, I mean, even like when you compare like the public school kids to, like the private school. I mean, just like kids
Yeah,
all over, I think there's like they have different vibes,
yeah,
and I was just wanting to
definitely.
see how those perspectives work, you know.
Hmm. I think you kind of just get like placed with people too,
Yeah.
cool kids with the cool kids. And then when I joined track, I didn't really like get to hang out with anybody till you guys came along. So you kind of just, I don't know, figure out who you want to hang out with.
I mean, that's how I think it would be, if you just went to public school, like there's not a lot of like stereotypes,
Hmm.
per se. Like there's not a lot of like, oh, there's the smoke dogs, and there's like the bookworms, and there's like
Yeah,
the cool kid, like I think it's kind of hard.
could
Um,
tell who's who.
and I think back in the old days you could tell who was like in which group,
Definitely.
but
Yeah.
nowadays you can't really tell. So like a person that looks like one of those like nerdy kids could be like one of those like cool kids, I guess,
Yeah.
because they all kind of they don't no one looks like how they should look, like which group.
Yeah.
So
Oh, there's
so
also the
there's
group of guys that wear dresses and stuff. I'm not judging any of them.
I don't even think we should get into this subject
no, Gary.
before one of us gets in trouble.
Yeah,
Garrett is gonna
that's probably gonna.
ruin us. Yeah.
I said I
Definitely.
wasn't judging, but kind of was.
Let's just ignore it. Move past that.
I
What's our
apologize.
yeah,
We're just idiots, guys. Keep that in mind. We're just idiots.
yeah. What's our what we should
So
listeners out there go to our YouTube channel.
our YouTube channel, The Point of Everything. Just search that up in YouTube. Type it in twice though, okay?
And then give us feedback or
So in the
comments
comments in one of
on
those videos.
on how you're
Or
doing.
actually email us at the point of everything podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah, tell us your points on everything.
We'd like to hear your feedback so we can make some quality content.
Yeah.
Okay.